Colby Covington versus Jorge Masvidal. Seems like everybody's thinking that Covington is a major favorite heading into this fight. The way he has performed against Usman, the style that he brings with that pressure. When you look at their striking, right? I think a lot of people would give Masvidal better striking compared to Colby, but Colby's striking is pretty good, right? It's unique in itself, right? It could be possibly something that could overbear Masvidal in this fight.
I don't see many holes in Covington's striking these days. I think that he's really tightened it up. His kickboxing approach, whoever he's been working with directly, has really tightened up his defense, his guard, his ability to defend and keeping his head offline. And he's never in the same place as once. Where it seems like George kind of just, I mean, with the way he fought Kamaru, smiling and like he's feeling himself in there. But at the same time, like he's getting pretty sloppy with his own defense, with his own guard. And Covington can snipe nowadays. Like he's not just a wrestler. But the thing is, as soon as he gets Masvidal in those firefights, whoop, you know what I mean? He enters into that mid and low level. And what happens when he puts George on his back? He probably finishes him. Can George get up? Probably the first 2, 3, 4 times. But then that starts to wane and wear, and that's Covington's game. With Covington being a heavy favorite, I mean, my money would still be on Covington, I think.
Could we see possibly like how Covington fought Woodley? Could it play out kind of like that, where he just wears him down, and then probably Covington could get that late finish?
Yeah, I could see it being an early finish, to be honest.
Okay.
I think he could put George in a really bad spot against the cage on his back and submit him. Maybe not submit him. George is a savvy dude, but maybe get a couple of those shots on the temple and start to flatten him out. And who knows? Just Covington's the real deal. I mean, if you don't like his shtick or not, I don't care for it myself. But my God, I can respect that man as a fighter for sure. And I think there's only one other welterweight that's ahead of him, and unfortunately, there's a man named Kamaru Usman that is he's the man. I don't think Covington will have the gold until there is no more Kamaru in that division.
Masvidal, do you see him actually kind of like plateauing in his career, and Covington is still rising as in his skill set? Could we be seeing that kind of like guys meeting at the wrong point in their career?
It could be. Honestly, I think George had I think George's popularity and his hype and his BMF belt, his finish over Askren, his that shit that went down with Leon Edwards, the knockout of Till. I think all of those things that happened in that span of a few years was a perfect storm to bring out people to be like, oh my God, who's this Masvidal guy? But those of us that have been around, we know about him reverse triangling Toby Amada in Bellator. You know what I mean? And him having his backyard fights with Kimbo Slice, and the dude has just been around a long time. He's a veteran of the game with a lot of fights, but I don't think that he has I wouldn't call it like a true resurgence, because you look at kind of who he's beat, and like Covington's at a much higher level than the several men that George has beaten to get himself in a position to where he's at right now. Yeah. And are they meeting kind of like one is at that plateau, maybe on the lower part of that plateau, and the other one is still on that mediocre rise, or yeah, I think that's kind of where we're at with that. And I think Colby is going to have the better overall skill sets. George is a G. He knows how to fight. He knows how to fight everywhere. But can he deal with the pressure, with the pace, and all that? I don't think so.
Thank you guys for watching the video to the end. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit the like button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of the content that we're putting out. We got a lot of things in the works, so please stay tuned.